Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here from Spain Speaks. With the Spain News Update, we'll take a look at some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the press here in Spain, and we'll also take a look at some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by viewers. Before I begin, a huge thanks to all of the people that have supported the channel in recent times, whether it's by buying me a coffee, whether it's through the super thanks option on YouTube, longer term supporters on Patreon, or my channel members on this YouTube channel. Thank you very much for that support. Now, straight into the news, and Spain's migration crisis again dominating headlines. As we know, thousands and thousands of people have crossed from countries in Africa to places like the Canary Islands, and the government is under severe pressure. As we can read here, the largest migration crisis shatters records in the Canary Islands. 50,000 arrivals this year with no plan B from Sanchez. The migration pressure in the Canary Islands is setting off all the alarms for the remainder of the year. If the number of migrants recorded between August and December 2023 is repeated in the rest of 2024, this year will surpass the 50,000 person threshold. This is not an overly ambitious figure, but rather one adjusted to the closest precedent and lower than the prediction if the cumulative growth seen in the first 8 months of 2024 continues. Between August the 15th and December the 23rd, 2023, 30,046 people arrived in the Canary Islands. If we add that to the 22,304 who have already arrived in 2024, the total shoots up to 52,350, which is 12,440 more than the current record set last year. The Canary Islands government has mentioned the possibility of 70,000 more people arriving by the end of the year, which would bring the total to 90,000 migrants in 2024. Even that figure is not far-fetched, although it would nearly triple the infamous 2006 Cayuco crisis. So there we go, records being shattered as far as migration here in Spain is concerned, and more than 50,000 arrivals predicted this year to the Canary Islands alone. And according to that newspaper, El Mundo, Prime Minister Sanchez has no plan B as far as migration is concerned. So starting to become a political hot potato is migration in Spain. Second piece of news, and it's related to vocational training here in Spain. And as we can read here, the number of students in private vocational training, or FP as it's known in Spanish, has skyrocketed by 460% in a decade due to the lack of available spots in public education. Vocational training is undergoing one of the most significant educational changes of the last decade. It has surpassed 1.1 million students after growing by more than 55% in the last 10 years. A new study highlights, however, another underlying shift occurring within vocational training. While the number of students in public education has increased by 31% over the past decade, and those in semi-private subsidized education have grown by 23%, the number of students in fully private non-subsidized centers has surged by 468%. Public education still enrolls 2/3 of vocational training students, but 10 years ago it was around 80%. The rise of fully private centers is largely supported by the enormous growth of online vocational training courses, whose enrollment has skyrocketed by almost 3,000% in the last decade. So some huge numbers there when it comes to vocational training at private centres here in Spain. And it's good to see young people going into this type of training rather than sitting around at home doing nothing, waiting for jobs to lob at their doorstep. Now the next piece of news, and Spain's #1 fugitive, Carles Puigdemont, still making headlines, unfortunately. And as we can see here, the Catalan police, or the Mossos, admit mistakes in the operation to search for Puigdemont. The Mossos, the Escuadra, have admitted to making mistakes and have conducted a self-assessment regarding the search operation for Carles Puigdemont that was deployed on the 8th of August during his brief return to Catalonia for the investiture debate of Salvador Illa as president of the Generalitat. This operation, known as Operation Cage, was intended to fulfill the arrest warrant issued by Supreme Court Judge Pablo Llarena against the former president for an alleged crime of embezzlement. The report submitted to the judge over overseeing the process, which RTVE has accessed, responds to the request made by the judge to the Catalan Regional Police and the Ministry of the Interior regarding the police operation deployed in Barcelona on the 8th of August after Puigdemont's escape. The operation failed in its objective to carry out the arrest warrant for Puigdemont. For its part, the Ministry of the Interior informed Llarena that despite the fact that the National Police and Civil Guard offered support to the Mossos in locating Puigdemont after his escape, these offers of support were not utilised. So there we go, the Catalan police putting up its hand and admitting that it made mistakes when searching for Carles Puigdemont. And just like a wet cake of soap, Mr. Puigdemont slipped out of the hands of the Spanish justice system again. And the final piece of news we'll look at today, and a sad piece of news as far as Spain's cultural heritage is concerned, because vandals have struck again. And as we can read here, new acts of vandalism against cultural heritage. A millennia-old Penedo, or a large rock, in Pontevedra has been painted. The millennia-old Penedo de Caixa, located on Mount Apicarana in Ponteareas, Pontevedra, has served as an improvised canvas for some visitors who felt the need to unleash their creativity and didn't have a paper on hand, nor any brains. With red paint and no artistic talent, they displayed their ignorance by painting on the base of some rocks that over time have taken the shape of a box, hence the name, a message addressed to someone named Blasilri 20. This is an attack on one of the landmarks of the Ruta de los Penedos, where other monuments are located, such as the Peña do Equilibrio, the Peña do Monche, and the legendary Os Enamorados, which was also the target of a similar act of vandalism in 2019. And here we can see this idiot's artwork on this cultural heritage. Absolutely disgusting. And how low must that person's education level be that they think that it's a good idea to write on any rock, let alone one as old as that one and with that cultural heritage? And I for one get nervous thinking that these people that do this type of thing, are out there among us. Now let's have a look at some comments that have been left on the channel recently. One here from Mr. Jip. Less children being born, same trend elsewhere in Europe, mostly as double income is needed to buy a house without a place to call home. It's much more complex. Yeah, Mr. Jip, thanks for the comment, and obviously referring to a piece of news that we saw in yesterday's live stream about how birth rates here in Spain are down again. And the fact of the matter is that young people, not only here in Spain, but in other European countries as well, as pointed out in that comment, are deciding against having children. Obviously, there are economic factors involved, but I reckon there are other factors that you could add to the equation too. Like, for example, the fact that a lot of people just don't want to have kids. One here from Ralph. I visited that bridge in Cangas de Onís in 2023, and my photos still bring back pleasant memories of that town in eastern Asturias. I drink French roast Starbucks coffee that I brew at home via my Keurig machine every morning for approximately 68 cents a cup, buy in bulk from Walmart. However, I would much rather enjoy the coffee in restaurants in Portugal and Spain. If I go to a bar, it's for wine or beer, not coffee. Yeah, Ralph, thanks for the comment, and we did see a picture of that bridge in Cangas de Onís in Asturias in yesterday's live stream. Also, a photo that was sent in by Lada, I think, who was recently traveling with her family in that part of Spain. And I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again, that part of Spain is an absolutely beautiful part of the country. It's green, it's not too hot, and the food and drink are second to none. One here from Yanissi. Friends suggested an air fryer. I bought one and pleasantly surprised. Yeah, Yanissi, thanks for the comment. And another topic that popped up in yesterday's live stream, the topic of air fryers. People saying that they don't deep fry anymore because they've bought an air fryer. And I must say, people that have bought air fryers seem to be very, very happy with their purchase. I haven't got one yet, but it's definitely on my list of things to buy. So I might head down to the local store today and see if I can pick myself up a bargain air fryer. I'll let you guys know. One here from Helen. Re-oil, one trick is to buy larger quantities, 5 or 10 litres, also on online sources which should be nameless. It keeps for ages. Yeah, Helen, thanks for the comment, and that is one way to keep the price of olive oil down. Buy in bulk. 5 or 10 litre bottles, as you mentioned there, a lot cheaper than buying 1 litre. So thanks for the tip, Helen. One here from Montse. Thank you for the news. I'm listening from Plymouth. You are doing a great job. Montserrat Fowler. Yeah, Montserrat, thanks for the comment and glad you like the videos. I do my best every day to to try and find articles that I think people will find interesting. Not always easy, but as I said, I do my best. And it's good to see that people like Montserrat and many others of you out there appreciate the work that I do. Thanks for that. One here from Karma. I love watching your videos. I will be moving to the Torremolinos area and have a nice 2-2 home, and I watch your videos to get all the updates. Lately, I have been seeing on Facebook some post stating missing woman or man for weeks. Are these fake or what? Is there that many missing people in Malaga? If so, do they put these missing people on the news there? Thank you so much for all the information. Hugs from USA. Can't wait to just be there. Yeah, Karma, thanks for the comment, and I hope all goes well with your upcoming move to Torremolinos down there in the province of Malaga in the south of Spain. And when it comes to the other thing that you mentioned there, people that have gone missing in places like Malaga or other parts of Spain, not sure of the exact figures, but I found this in the news. And as we can see, last year 15,126 people disappeared in Spain, the majority of them adult men of Spanish nationality, and they did so voluntarily. The number of reports has decreased by 5.5% compared to 2022, and minors between 13 and 17 years old represent 48.9% of the total. So there we go, those are some of the figures. More than 15,000 people disappeared in Spain last year. The majority were men, as we saw, and the majority also disappeared voluntarily. So make of that what you will. And the final comment here from Andrew: coffee in Spain is great, strong and tasty. Yeah, Andrew, thanks for the comment, and good to see that you are fan number one as far as Spanish coffee is concerned. I don't agree with it, but hey, everyone is entitled to their opinion and everyone has their own tastes. On that note, I'm going to wrap the video up. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. If you have anything to add to the conversation today, the comment section is the place for you. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego.